Thank you very much once again. We hope you continue enjoying the benefits of calm, focus, and inspiration that heartfulness practice confers, and wish you great success in the years to come. You will carry the message to the world through heartfulness, peak performance. Thank you. We now switch gears to the world of science. In recent times, there have been some fascinating discoveries on the positive effects of meditation on the human system. The essential message is that meditation can contribute substantially to a happy and healthy life. We are privileged to have with us a team of scientists and doctors to walk us through a short presentation on the science of meditation. I welcome now Dr. Patrick Porter, PhD. He is the director of BrainTap Institute, USA, award-winning author, educator, entrepreneur, and speaker. He's featured in the Wall Street Journal and Business Week, TV and radio personality for over 10 years, created more than 900 personal development programs. Dr. Patrick Porter. Along with him is Dr. Vivek Sharma, mind-body medicine specialist, more than 20 years of research experience and 40 research papers in reputed journals. His research paper on Sahaj Marg meditation is one of the highly cited manuscripts. We're proud to say he is a heartfulness trainer and practitioner for over 20 years. Currently, the Academic Dean of Government Institute of Medical Sciences, Greater Noida, and the Head of Physiology Department, Dr. Vivek Sharma, as well as Dr. Senthil Kumar, who is a medical exercise specialist with more than 10 years of research experience in the field of mind-body medicine, published more than 30 research articles in reputed journals, heartfulness practitioner for over 6 years, currently working as assistant professor in the Department of Physiology, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Mangalagiri, Andhra Pradesh. Dr. Senthil. So, over to you, sir.
Pranams to our beloved Daji, and very good morning to all brothers and sisters. We are deeply thankful to our beloved Master for blessing us with this deep and wonderful meditation experience. Thank you very much. Sometimes we actually wonder why we have all traveled from all the parts of the world to assemble together to take the pleasure and as well as the pressure of coming to this place. There must be something that is connecting all of us. There must be something that is attracting us to this place. And there are also millions of other people who are sitting in their homes and offices and who are getting benefits of this meditation session which Daji has just now conducted. So some will say that meditation practice brings peace, sanctity, inner harmony, etc. And most of us will actually agree that it helps us to grow spiritually in the physical presence of our beloved Master. So, but can we measure the spiritual growth by any experiments? Is it really feasible? Is it really possible that we can actually take care of it? We can measure what is the spiritual content of an abhyasi, what happens during the sitting or immediately after the sittings? We actually really wish that it could be. But as We are living in a technology-based world, which is actually looking for every tangible scientific evidence and proof of what we are feeling emotionally. But our masters have clearly put it out in the literature, and we all know about it, that spiritual growth is something that can be measured by the Guru himself for his disciple. So this is one-on-one, which is something which is very special, and that will always remain special, and perhaps no one will ever be able to fathom it, how to measure the spiritual content. But we can't actually completely ignore the technology too. We are also embracing modern technology today in the form of Heartfulness app for the spiritual growth. And as we know that when a flower blossoms, its fragrance can be felt by everyone around. Similarly, meditation has a very deep impact on the gross body or sthul body or on our subtle bodies, and that can definitely be possible in today's exciting world of technological advancement to record those changes in electrophysiological signals and biochemical parameters by simple but highly accurate technological tools. So heartfulness meditation is backed by transmission or pranahuti, and this, Darji has very beautifully captioned this in his speech, one of the speech which I always liked and coming back to in the books itself, that meditation is the art of arriving at stillness now, that is in the present moment. And this stillness can bring deep changes that include the calming of the brainwave activity from highly chaotic, stressful beta activity to the deeply intuitive and relaxing alpha, theta, and delta waves. Now, this regulation of default mode network that keeps on bringing ideas, switches, takes us even during the meditation session into the past, present, and future is definitely regulated by meditation, and we are able to enjoy the present moment and enjoy its bliss. And we all know that our literature has told about Chandra Nadi, that is the Ida or the parasympathetic, that is activated when we are calm, cool, and there is Pingla Nadi, which is activated, Surya Nadi, whenever we are in rage, anxiety. So there is ample of evidence which says that heartfulness meditation brings increase in the parasympathetic activity, thereby bringing calmness, coolness, and reduction in anxiety and stress. Now, what is special about heartfulness meditation? Again, going through the literature, Daji has told it a few times, that probably it may take hundreds to thousands of hours of meditation practice to come to those deep levels of meditation where we can, when these changes become permanent in our body. But he has explained in his books, Heartfulness Way and Designing Destiny, that if we are ready and receptive, even a single session of HFN meditation can take us into deep theta and delta states, thereby benefiting the spiritual aspirant. So considering all these things, we all meditation practitioners have been able to reach out to various groups, including the high stressor groups like soldiers, doctors, scholars, students, and we could clearly see that there are immediate benefits that are accrued in the practitioner. So we are recording all these electrophysiological changes from yesterday onwards in these Bhandara sessions, and would definitely like to tell in detail whether these sessions have an impact on the brain waves, spiritual chakras, Ida Pingla Nadi balance, neurochemical changes, psycho-emotional index, aura of the person, balance of acupuncture meridians, and overall happiness index. So in a nutshell, that if we practice it sincerely, it has a huge and a very deep impact that emanates to our physical body, and it definitely helps us. So I would like to invite all those who are interested, all the scholars, doctors, medicos, who are interested, that we are going to have a program from 3:30 p.m. onwards in the conference hall, where we'll be talking about and whatever the readings we are taking in detail. So now, with the permission of Daji, I wish to call upon Dr. Patrick Porter, Director, Brain Data TAP USA, to share his experience of HFN meditation sessions, recordings, and changes during pre versus post that he will be talking. Thank you. Over to Dr. Patrick. Let's go.
Thank you all. First of all, let me kind of take you back in time when I found out about heartfelt meditation. When I met Dr. Vic, I was touring India, showing them some technology, which I'm going to show you some of the screens here. And I was asked to use my technology to measure what happens when someone's doing a transmission. And I told him afterwards that I was blown away by what we saw, because I've traveled the world, actually. I've been very fortunate in my life. I learned to meditate when I was 12 years old. My dad was a meditation instructor. Nothing like what we've learned here in Heartfulness, but it was a way to use a tool called galvanic skin response to train your brain to go to alpha. And in the process, I've measured literally thousands of meditation programs, and I can tell you right now, some of the screens I'm going to show you, I've never seen before without technology assistance. And of course, this is technology. We just happen to have Daji and the other great receptors that you have that are sharing this energy. And some of you in the crowd today are going to have these kind of results just sitting here. So I want to share that. And my wife and I, since learning that, we've been practicing heartfelt meditation and just been feeling the benefits and the blessings from that. One thing, just so that you understand from a scientific basis, your heart is magnetic in nature. Each of you are sitting in a field of at least 18 feet of your own energy, let's say, but while we're in this group, we're magnifying that wave. So that wave is going out around the world, and every time you meditate, you're adding to that energy wave, and it's changing the literal genetic structure of the body. Science now, we know it changes up to 1,200 parameters in our physical structure. So we can't measure what's happening spiritually, as Dr. Vic said, but we can measure the effects on the subtle body, which is our physical body. We call this the autonomic nervous system for those that aren't familiar with the science. So I'm going to show you how we can measure that. Now, what we did at BrainTap was we said, most of our end users, let's say, they can't really understand the autonomic nervous system, the science behind it. So what we did is we thought a picture's worth 1,000 words. So I'm going to show you some of the pictures, and what you can see on the screen here is one of the reports that we send home with them, because a lot of people, they don't understand what happens even after one session. In the slides I'm going to show you, this is only after one session. So these are cumulative. Your nervous system, the autonomic nervous system, is going to try to change every 72 hours. So if you do these practices every day, 2-3 times a day, you're going to have a definite bump in how you receive energy. And I could go on and on. We're going to go on into it over at the 3:30 class. But I just want to show you this just to give you an idea of what you can experience. First of all, the first parameter that most people are going to get involved with heartfelt meditation is stress. Stress is something felt by the body, and most of us don't know how to get out of that. Now, this group, of course, you're here because you felt something. But now we can measure the stress on the nervous system. And what we showed after the heartfelt meditation here, you can see that this person was out of the range. Even the best of us, when we fly in an airplane, we stay in hotels we're not used to. Some of us traveled 33 hours to get here or more. Your nervous system is going to be shook up. And so what happens is we have to get back to our neurological norm. With one session, this person was outside of the norm, went right back into the norm. And I'm not sure why the slides are there. So we see the slide up there. Between 10 and 100 is good, and they were able to do this, and it was just a, 15 or 20-minute session. So this happened, and remember, this is only one session. So we can actually measure the energy field now. You have a field of energy that surrounds you, and we can show that. So you can see this person, after traveling across the world or whatever, before we did the measurement, their body was in bad shape because they're not able to receive. Stress also acts as a damper, if you will. It restricts the energy flow through the body. So the more open we are, and these are we're going to talk a little bit about it today, about the brain waves, the more open you are, the more relaxed. The heart, which has 40,000 neural cells, which means you have a heart brain. Once that brain is able to communicate with the rest of the nervous system, it unlocks the true divinity that we all have, and then we're able to share that with the world in the form of energy. So you can see this practitioner, as they started to release that energy to the world, it shows up in the form of energy on the planet. Physically, you can feel that, and your body is measuring that. Now, one thing about yoga, which everyone here probably knows a lot of the benefits, but in science we know that the spine is the engine that drives the brain. So even though this person didn't do anything but sit there, relaxing, you can see that their spine was not because they were sitting in an airplane maybe before they did this, or sleeping in a hotel bed that they weren't used to, their spine was not receiving or letting the energy flow through the body. But after this 20-minute session, the green, and we'll go into all of this a little bit differently, but basically the way our body gets these signals is through our spine. And you can see they open it up. Pretty much they went right to optimum flow through their body just after this 20-minute session. This basically shows where they're at before and where they're at afterwards at the bottom screen. I'm not going to talk about the top one, but you can see this person, their nervous system is acting better than over 30% of the population. Now, with these numbers, I'm very fortunate to show these to you here, but also in America. The National Institute of Health is allowing me to present this in America in May to all of the doctors at our biggest health institution in our country, and they were blown away with what was being said, so I get to share these with you. This shows the real form. Health is wealth, as they say, and the reason, one of the ways we can signify wealth in the body or health in the body is how do our systems actually communicate. So what we're showing here in this slide is that you're able to be stressed, being you know, the old saying is, before I was enlightened, I walked down the hill, got the buckets of water and brought them back up. After enlightenment, I walked down the hill, got the buckets of water, and, you know, so it's basically not much changes in your physical world, but when you can handle the stress without it affecting others, and then you can be relaxed and get into that heart space, then that's when the body's healthy. It's not being totally unstressed all the time. So this shows the neurohormonal that he was talking about, and we're going to go into more detail over in our course, but when you get into this heartfelt space, there's a couple different neurotransmitters your body produces. One's called acetylcholine and one's called GABA. In science right now, unfortunately in the pharmaceutical community, they're trying to figure out how to do this with chemicals, you know, with pharmacology, which some people need. But the reality is that you possess the world's greatest pharmacy. You were gifted that the moment you were born, the human brain. So if we can get the heart brain to communicate with our brain between our ears, then our brain can create all of these neurons, all these neurological messengers that we need to think clearly, to get rid of depression, anxiety, and fear. And the biggest reason that most of you, when you started doing this, depression started to melt away, was you started to become your own pharmacy. Once you activate your own internal pharmacy, there's no reason to use external sources. And we show that here. Science now shows us a way to do it. Now below, some of you might have felt, hey, I'm more active, my body, my nervous system is better, I'm losing weight maybe, because just that 20 minutes actually had more benefit to your body than going out and lifting weights and exercising. And you can see on the bottom there how the body's metabolism actually speeds up. Metabolism is also a form that we look at for health. So just that one session is showing that. The top shows the brain and what's happening in the energy, the psycho-emotional state. We live in an energy economy, and most people at the end of the day don't have energy because they've never prepared their body to receive and transmit energy. So what we show with the heartfelt meditation is that not only do we receive energy, but we're able to transmit it. At the bottom, most people are like you see on the screen there, they're in high delta. Delta means that there's a lot of inflammation in the body's stressed out, it really wants to just go to sleep and try to reboot. But within the heartfelt meditation, you can see that it activated all the brain waves. There's not one brain wave that's more important than any other. It's the ability to move among them. It's to be able to dance in those brain waves and really master each and every situation. So it shows in this screen. That's what's happening, and we've done this with other heartfelt meditators, and we're going to do this over in the workshop as well. You'll see that you're actually activating, and you don't have to know how this happens. The nice thing is that we're being trained at the inner levels, and our body knows how to respond. Our body is basically chemically encoded, but it's electrically activated. So we're getting this electronic transmission through our magnetic field, and it's changing the way that we operate. And this is where it comes back to, you're going to see a lot of technology out there about your heart and how your heart, the heart rate variability is a sign, it's like the gold standard for health. So what I'm here to share with you is that heartfelt meditation is one of the meditations, the only one that I've ever seen really that does this kind of change in such a short time. just one session. So it's pretty amazing. And the bottom shows your neurological age, because there's a saying, never let an old person inhabit your body. And when you're doing these meditations, you're inviting an energy, a new energy that's into your system, and that new energy is changing the way you think, feel, and respond to situations, and giving you the skills you need at this moment through prana, through the experiences that we're having. So we're going to share more about this and basically teach more about the science, because there's a lot more beneath all of this, which I don't have time to go through today. But I just want to tell you that what you experienced now, what you saw here, maybe quite a few of you out there actually had this kind of experience just this morning, because we had the transmission here. And your body, to the degree that you're able to get rid of the stress, you're able to receive that transmission. So not only are they transmitting, but we need to be receivers of that energy. So namaste. I want to thank you for letting me share with you, and look forward to the workshop with you.
Thank you, Dr. Porter. This is incredible. While all of us knew the benefits of meditation, but works like these, the body of evidence that modern science is creating and establishing, is extremely useful. For those who want to know more about the science of meditation, Dr. Porter and the team have a longer session in the afternoon in the auditorium here to my left, from 3:30 to 5:30. We request all of you to make it convenient to attend it and know more about the science of meditation. We now request Daji to give a token of our appreciation to this wonderful team, a personally signed copy of the international bestseller, Designing Destiny, to Dr. Porter, Dr. Vivek, and Dr. Sendil. With this, we conclude this morning session. We request all of you to please stay seated. We have some important announcements and some important information to share.